Hi, folks. This is Colin Richards, president and founder of Lord & Richards. And I'm excited to be talking to you today in this segment about how to thrive during a market crash. That's right, you heard me. How can you actually thrive when the market is crashing? That's a challenge. You know, we're talking to people every day just like you who are concerned that events like our current market that are out of our control are going to damage our retirement. And so what we're doing is we're helping you build a plan to achieve financial independence so you can retire or stay retired without worry. And you know, we love doing that for our clients because then you can take the bountiful resources that God has put at your disposal and use them for good and for God's glory. Well, how are we going to do that? How are we going to actually thrive in a market? Because there are strategies. You may not be aware of them, but there are strategies that can actually allow you to profit even while the market is down. I love this statement by Warren Buffett. He said it, and I quote him a lot. Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked. And folks, there are a lot of naked swimmers out there in the ocean today. These naked investors have made mistakes, and you might be among them. And I'm not here to beat you over the head. What I'm here to do is offer you a ray of hope and sunshine in the middle of the turbulent bear markets that we've been experiencing over the last year. There's so much going on in the world today, and it can feel like we're out of control. You don't want to make the same mistakes, right? That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting different results. But here's the truth. You don't have to just bail and go to cash. You don't have to throw in the towel. Those would be mistakes, right? Because we lock in our losses when we sell out our portfolio and stick it into cash. Here's a better idea. Let's develop a plan so that right now, whether you're in a loss position or wherever you are, you can grow from this point forward and put a floor under your feet. That's what we need, right? Because it feels like at any time you could have a free fall. I was there helping people along the way in the crisis of 2008, 2009. And do you know that it is possible to invest in such a way that you can reduce or even eliminate downside losses? But here's where it begins. It begins with a plan. At Lord & Richards, we believe in comprehensive financial independence. We believe in it so much, we've named it a financial independence roadmap. It's a map, a direction to go in order to achieve financial independence, not to just hope, right? Hope is not a strategy. What we need are written plans that will allow us to not only endure future down markets, but to recover well from the one that we're in right now. Those kind of financial plans include a written risk management plan. Do you have one of those? What have you put into place to make sure you don't continue to experience unstoppable losses? Besides just putting it all in your mattress, right? Do you have a written income plan to make sure you never run out of money before you run out of life? You say, well, I've got a product, I've got an investment. That's not a plan. A plan is pages of material that tracks and forecasts your future cash flow in order to help you avoid the mistakes that so many are making right now. And how about a written healthcare plan to avoid devastating losses if you or your loved one that you're going to care for has to go into an extended care situation? You know, chronic illness affects 70% of households that I serve. That's a remarkable statistic. And right now, it's a devastating cost. It's the highest reason for bankruptcy in a retiree's life. And then what about taxes? Although taxes won't make you bankrupt because it means you're making money if you're still paying taxes, it is one of the highest expenses you'll ever pay. What have you put in place to make sure you're not overpaying the government? What have you put in place to make sure at the end of life, your money doesn't go to healthcare facilities, nursing homes, hospitals, and the government? And finally, an estate plan. You know, it might shock you how many people I talk to who don't have a clear or up-to-date will, or for that matter, haven't properly titled your accounts to make sure when you pass, your wishes are honored and that your loved ones aren't overwhelmed with the paperwork and responsibility. An estate plan is an I love you plan to those who you leave behind. And it is vital that we have all of these plans written down. A written risk management plan, a written income plan, a written healthcare plan, a written tax reduction plan, and a written estate plan. These are vital, folks. Well, the first of those is a written risk management plan. Step number one, do you have one of those? You say, well, that sounds expensive. It's true. If you will go out and look for financial planning firms, a lot of these firms will charge you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for the kinds of planning that we do at Lord & Richards at no cost for our clients. That's right. Our clients receive comprehensive financial planning at no additional cost, and it includes, right out of the bat, a plan to avoid future losses in your portfolio and to get you back on your feet if you've been experiencing losses in the current market. Now, that's what I call peace of mind. You say, well, I just don't believe that things like that exist. I think we just all have to take our hits. Well, years ago, my wife took a hit. She was in a car accident, and it was shocking, to me as a young husband and a young father, just how jarring this would be to our world. And I remember going down to the hospital, getting her there, and her having to have some stitches and ongoing therapy to recover from that accident. And I knew that day that I was not going to put my wife in that position again. She was driving a great little car, but that car didn't have the safety features of modern cars. So I opted for the best thing available at the time. I bought her a tank. That's right, a Sherman tank to make sure she never faced that again. Well, it's not quite a Sherman tank, but she's always driven the biggest, heaviest thing I could put her in, encasing her in a steel web of safety. When I ask my public audiences when I speak at workshops, seminars, and public gatherings, why do you think I did that? They always say the same thing. Well, because you love your wife and you don't want that to happen to her again. That's 100% right. And folks, it is possible to develop a plan that will not only protect you from future losses, but get you back on your feet if you've experienced one right now. I would love to help you. I have a team of advisors that are standing by to help you. It just starts with a simple phone call.